Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Todd Fernandez with Climate Crisis Policy and the Earth Bill Network, and I'll be your host today. Thank you all for being here and for all that you are doing. I'm very happy to say that the Earth Bill is being introduced in the 118th Congress this Friday. Thank you, Representative Espaillat, Monica Garay, and the newest member of their team, Robert Hogan, who is joining us today. I'm also happy to report that we have two original co-sponsors now, Representative Nydia Velasquez from New York 7, and Representative Barbara Lee from California 12. With Representative Espaillat, that makes 3. So 3 down and 432 to go. We're on our way. By this Friday, we'd like to get up to 5 original co-sponsors if possible. So we're going to push today and tomorrow to please call your Congress office, pick up the phone and call them. The trick on this is simple, really. It's to draw their attention to the Dear Colleague letter from Representative Espaillat's office. XR San Francisco, Extinction Rebellion, already did phone banking, and that's, I believe, how we got Representative Lee on board. The new name of the bill is the Earth Act to Stop Climate Pollution by 2030. We will also continue to call it the Earth Bill for short and for all of our public advocacy. Today's meeting is for us to get ourselves organized as a network. There's a lot to cover, so we'll dig into this in the second half of the call. The upshot is that we need to make the Earth Bill a household name. That's in order to build the public engagement required to ultimately pass this bill. We also need to make this a movement-wide demand. And on that front, I'm very glad to say that the bill is being very well received in the broader movement so far. We're thrilled that the Sierra Club has given their support for the campaign and the, quote, ambitious vision of the bill. One note here, this is not yet a formal endorsement of the bill itself, but generally it's an endorsement of the effort. It's an important nuance to due to internal decision-making processes that they're still involved in. And we're also talking to leaders at the Combined Defense Project, the Climate Action Campaign, EDF, We Act, Food and Water Watch, Indivisible, and many more. Beyond the environmental world, however, we really need to engage all of society and organizations of all kinds, as it will take all of us pushing together to change the political status quo. For this, we're looking to form teams, Earth Bill teams, focused on specific communities like businesses, Republicans, academia, youth, and also teams focused on the many issues solved by the bill's solutions. I'm calling those solution teams, like lung disease and pipelines and drilling and water pollution and all sorts of water issues, animal welfare, and much more. And of course, teams by district and state. For all of this, we have 3 key fronts. Congress is 1, outreach is 2, that's to the groups, and the 3rd is promotion. So Congress, outreach, promotion. And we'll be talking about these more this afternoon. The promotion part is very important. We need celebrities and influencers from all walks of life, the arts and entertainment, sports, talk show hosts, famous scientists, YouTube content creators like Randy Rainbow, comedians, everyone. We want to get the Earth Bill on the stage at major events like Global Citizen, big conferences, concerts, botanical gardens, and more. The possibilities are endless, and we need all of you to help make this a rousing success. Again, we'll get into this more after our speakers, so please be thinking about what interests you, where your passions are, and how much time you're willing to donate to the cause. Internally, I'm also happy to share that we've had great meetings of the New York Earth Bill team, the Illinois Earth Bill team, the Faith team, which is now organizing by denomination, and we're developing internal management of spreadsheets and ways to manage all the volunteers and lists. We need help there. So about 5 people on a core team would be a huge help with spreadsheets, emails, and follow-up. Please let me know if you're interested in that and have the time. We also have our sights set on Earth Month in April with earthday.org and Representative Espaillat's office and RegenIntel and others to make a big splash of some kind, to be determined. I have a dream of an online diva concert for the bill, and we'll see if this can sprout wings, and we welcome all ideas on this front. The Earth needs promoters and a publicist. And while we're going to do our part, we're really looking for professionals to help advise us and assist us on that front. So if you know folks in that field, please let us know. As you can tell, we have a lot to do. And the hope is that this year we make great strides so that by next year, the Earth Bill is the litmus test for candidates on candidate questionnaires everywhere. and that we can then mobilize the climate vote to elect a Congress ready to act on the bill in 2025. This is a very short timeline and ambitious beyond words. So we have to organize exponentially fast, organize like firefighters, relentlessly, like first responders coming to save humanity. It's time to rally like never before. Thank you all again for being here. You are needed, and I am grateful. Today we have 4 presenters, Chad Frischmann and Mamta of RegenIntel. We have Courtney Foley from Climate Action Campaign, who will brief us on the EPA push. And then we have Robert Hogan, the policy advisor to Representative Espaillat, who's taken over for Francesco, who is now point on the Earth Bill and managing co-sponsor outreach. We would normally have Robert go first, but our other 2 presenters have scheduling constraints. So Robert has graciously said that we could let them go first. Before I hand it off, just a reminder about the Earth Bill. It stops climate pollution from electricity, cars, and food production by 2030. It will reduce greenhouse gas emissions an additional 40% by 2030 and 50% by 2050. It meets the US Paris Accord target and puts 0 emissions in reach. It's designed to stop the pollution at the source, at the factory, on a deadline as science requires. It's tied to kitchen table issues to engage the public and has a catchy name for broad popular appeal. This is our moonshot for Earth. We know the politics are against us, but the wind is in our sails. Science, economics, and popular opinion are on our side. And with this bill, we can honestly tell our children that we are fighting to save their future. This is a bill for the activists. Welcome all to the quest to save ourselves and all life on Earth. Welcome again to the Earth Bill Network. First up, we have Chad Frischmann and Mamta Mehre from Regenerative Intelligence, formerly of Project Drawdown fame. We welcome Chad and Mamta, and thank you again for your report on the greenhouse gas impacts of the bill. We stand on serious expert shoulders now, and that credibility is tremendously helpful. Welcome again, Chad, the floor is yours.
Wow, Todd, thank you so much for that kind introduction and for all the work that you've done. I mean, I think we do need to have a Diva event, and you should be hosting it. I mean, that speech was just beautiful. You're a diva, Todd. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, please.
Absolutely. You pulled this together in so many ways and bringing this wonderful community of folks from all over the country, passionate advocates working on such an important and ambitious bill. And I just wanted to say special thanks to you and everybody else, of course, on this team. But it was the energy that I think that Todd has been so alive with for these number of years that I've known Todd, that it really is just wonderful to see this come to fruition. So thank you very much, Todd, and everyone else on this call. I will be really short. I mean, I think Todd just said it there. We have the Earth Bill, now possibly the Earth Act, which I actually really, really like. The act means action, and that's what we need right now. We need action. And I love that this is the Earth Bill, the Earth Act. And I think, thinking about this as an Earth shot, as well as a moonshot, right? This is our Earth shot here. So we're still, I think, thinking about how to, position the language around this bill to reach more and more people, more audiences, to get them fired up and activated like this community, to reach out to their congresspersons to really come and support the bill. I won't talk too much about all the details here. I want to just point out that all of the information about the analysis that we did at Regenerative Intelligence or RegenIntel can be found on our website, regenintel.earth/earthbill. Todd, if it's okay to share the screen very quickly, I want to pop in just so you can take a look at that website. So for everybody who wants to go deeper dive into the details, thank you, Mom, for posting that. If we can share the screen, if not, you could just take a look there.
It's all yours.
Oh, super. So the Earth Bill here, this is on the RegenIntel website at regenintel.earth/earthbill. And as you scroll down here, you're going to get some high-level messaging. You'll dive deep into a little bit about RegenIntel, of course, but also their findings of the report itself. And I think the real importance here is that the analysis that we've done for these highly ambitious targets to achieve 100% clean renewable energy by 2030, 100% electric vehicles, by 2030 and 100% regenerative agriculture by 2030 really sets the United States on a pathway to become a global leader, a leader in solving for climate change, solving global warming, as well as a leader in a new future economy. We have to remember that when we're making these transitions to 100% clean renewable, 100% electric vehicles, and 100% regenerative agriculture, we're taking a stance as a country to be a leader in a regenerative economy of the future and leading the way to what is almost an inevitability. Now, I really believe that. I believe that we need as a species and as a planet to achieve regenerative economy. But instead of waiting to 2100 or beyond, we need to pull that timeline to as soon as possible because of the urgency of the climate crisis. So this bill, this Earth Act, taking that action today and achieving these targets by 2030 will set the US on the pathway to be that economic leader. And there's no question about that. There's nothing as ambitious that I've seen presented to a national legislature in any other country in the world that I'm familiar with. And so that means it's ambitious. It sets us to achieve our Paris targets. But as you can see from that blue line, the Earth Bill reductions plus the sequestration potential of that 100% adoption of regenerative agriculture pushes us to go beyond the Paris targets. That blue line shows us even achieving more than what we set out in 2015 in the Paris Agreement. So this really sets the stage for the US to take that leap forward to climate leadership instead of being a climate laggard. And you can download the full report that we did at Regenerative Intelligence. And the work that we've done, and just as a reference, I mean, you know, we've did a deep dive assessment of the potential. I mean, there's a lot of words here, so don't worry, we're not gonna go through all of this, just showing you that it's here for you to dive deep into. But very much the work that we've done rests upon the expertise of a wonderful team of folks that have been working on climate solutions for the last 8 years at Project Drawdown. We're the original research team, original founders of Project Drawdown, and now have moved on to create Regenerative Intelligence as a new organization going beyond climate. And that's the last thing I wanted to leave you with. And I think I said this on a few of the calls before, but just to remind ourselves that when we're adopting 100% renewable energy, electric vehicles, and regenerative agriculture, we're solving for multiple cascading benefits. We're solving for multiple challenges. So we solve and help stop global warming, but at the same time, we're transforming our ecosystems. We're transforming and the way we are consuming healthy, nutrient-rich food. We're reducing air pollution. We're benefiting our society and our economy in so many other countless ways that go beyond climate. So this is really a climate plus bill, and why it's called the Earth Act and not just a climate act. So thank you very much for allowing us to be participants in this wonderful community. And we really look forward to working closely with you all, Todd and Representative Espaillat's office, as we roll out the PR, communications, the media, and event planning to really bring more celebrities, influencers, scientists, researchers, and everyone we can on board this new Earth shot right here in this country. So thank you so much for letting us have this opportunity. Happy to answer any questions offline. Reach out to us at RegenIntel. And Mamta is going to be able to stay on, I think, a little bit longer today if any questions do pop up about the details. So thanks so much. And I look forward to hearing more from you all.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Chad. This is just so exciting. It's beyond words, really. Mamta, would you like to say anything?
I think Chad has already given a wonderful overview. I'm here to answer if there are any questions. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So I'm stalling just for a second here because Courtney Foley is joining us at 12:20, and knowing her, she'll be very precise, and that's in 2 minutes. Oh, there she is. Wonderful. And as I mentioned, we're going to take Courtney out of next, and we're going off subject entirely, but this is what we do at the network. Is our goal is to keep keep an open flow of information from the highest levels of the movements, coalitions, through to the grassroots. And we'll continue to do that, even though we're going to be begging you to focus, as much as you can on the Earth Bill advocacy. We also want you to hear about what's going on and participate in that at where you feel called. And one very important front now that the movement is focused on is the EPA. So with that, I welcome Courtney Foley from the Climate Action Campaign. You know the Climate Action Campaign because we partnered with them all the last 2 years to get the IRA done. Lots of you did many actions and had the posters, Climate Can't Wait, all of that. That was from Climate Action Campaign, and Felice Stadler from EDF was part of that effort. So that's how we were tied into all of this. Courtney, welcome. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Oh, there you go. Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for having time for us on the call today. Wanted to kind of go through some of our EPA priorities and some great advocacy opportunities we have that folks want to plug in. I'm about to drop a lot of links. I'll make sure Todd has all these to email out to, and lots of good information. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. So as folks know, we've been doing work on the methane comment period, which is open until February 13th. So we've been doing a collection of grass tops and grassroots to let the EPA administration know why it's so important to have a good methane standard. So I wanted to make sure folks had that link. We also have a toolkit if that's helpful, if folks want to do more on that. And just to give a little bit of context, for our Solutions for Pollution campaign, we have up to 20 different administrative actions that we're focused on, and both methane and soot are included in that, and wanted to make sure folks had kind of the latest on what's going on with that. With the soot standard, so we had the proposal that came out on January 6th. We're waiting right now for the Federal Register to actually file the comment period. In the meantime, we want to make sure advocates have as much information as possible. There were 3 different scenarios on how we as a campaign and a community would come out on the soot rule proposal. We're disappointed with the proposal that the EPA has put forward, and our messaging and toolkit reflects that. The range of micrograms that we were hoping to see was more in the 8 range for the annual standard. And the range that was proposed was 9 to 12. And so if you look at the messaging we have, we really are encouraging folks to do more of their comments on the 8 range, knowing that'll save up to additional 20,000 lives. In particular, the African-American community 65 plus, that'll save 110,000 lives. So we have a lot of great research that talks about why it's so important to have a stronger standard. And that's why we have this comment period. Again, it hasn't opened yet. We expect it to open in the next couple weeks. So in the meantime, to get prepped, what folks can do is we're collecting a list of folks who want to testify at the public hearings. They're going to be virtual. So if you look at the EPA testifying link, there's a pre-sign up. So that's just letting us know that you plan to testify. We're going to have a speaker toolkit and have a training for anyone who wants to testify to the EPA. We're hoping to get 50 participants both days of testimony, and also hopeful that they add a 3rd day as well. And then the toolkit that we have has sample comments that we'll be able to use once we start. CAC, we're able to create individualized links for you or your organization if you want to submit a grassroots or a grass tops comments. As folks know, when the EPA receives comments, the grass tops comments are received in a different stack. So that's why if you're an organization, it's great for you to do both, have both grass tops and grassroots comments that you submit to the EPA. The Climate Action Campaign is trying to help the community to collect 500,000 comments on soot. That includes 2,500 grass tops comments. There's also a lot of technical comments that different groups are working on, but it's really going to come from the community, and that's why we're hopeful groups can plug in and be a part of that. So again, if you have an organization who would like to have an individualized link created for your comment collection on soot, we're here to help. Our speaker toolkit for the hearing will be coming out soon, but in the meantime, you can go ahead and check out our soot toolkit that has our current talking points on how we're disappointed on what the EPA released on and how they can do more. So really looking forward to that. And then it's a 60-day comment period once it opens, so it is a quick turnaround, but we want to keep up the additional pressure on the administration. So we've also created a couple other moments of action for you to plug into. There's our Love Our Lungs event, which is happening on February 13th. The idea idea is to have leaders from the community talk about why it's so important to have a stronger standard on soot and have clean air. We have a great lineup. We have the president from the National Hispanic Medical Association, the president of the Union of Concerned Scientists, Latricia Adams from Black Mills for Flint, and then we also have a pulmonary doctor who's associated with the American Lung Association who's going to be joining us, and more to come. So with our Love Our Lungs events, we're doing a video collection asking folks to record 15 to 30-second videos of themselves talking about why it's important to them to have a stronger soot standard. And again, we have some really great research you can reference that talks about the thousands of lives that'll be saved if we have a stronger standard. So we're doing that video collection until February 10th. We're going to make a compilation video that we'll push out on social. We'll tweet all the videos out on our Twitter, also host them on our site, and then encourage the entire environmental community to tweet those videos out too. So if you have 15 to 30 seconds, we'd love to have you submit a video. We have a sample script that you can use and really, adjust it to your own though, because it's just guidance to help you get in a good place with that. Another activity we put together is National Public Health Lobby Week. So it's not branded CAC, not branded Solutions for Pollution. It's just for advocates who care about public health to come to DC in person on March 22nd and 23rd and lobby on public health. So we're going to be working with public health organizations to set up meetings with members of Congress, to set up meetings with key administrative officials, and really make sure they know that it's important to be strong on the different rules that we're putting forward, especially soot. That'll be happening when that takes place. So wanted to make sure that folks also had the sign up form for the public health lobby fly-in that we're doing. CAC does have some resources to help people with lodging and travel. We are trying to get 100 to 150 people to come to the public health lobby week. So definitely wanted to make sure that all the folks here knew that we're planning that. And again, as a part of that lobby week, we'll also be doing a national press conference, really trying to bring attention to the Solutions for Pollution standards and why it's so important to keep up the pressure on the administration. And then also I dropped our external doc on all the great State of the Union prep that we're doing. So as folks know, State of the Union is coming up on February 7th. So there's a lot to do. CAC has just created a couple different ways for people to plug in and do work together. We're going to have a community Slack room to do rapid response the night of the State of the Union. So there's a link there to join us if you want to be a part of that Slack room. And again, we'll have lots of messaging and research that we'll be dropping for folks to use. So if you're able to join us, we really appreciate it. We'll be doing visibility outside the White House, making sure that climate is represented the night of the State of the Union. And we'll also have some refreshments. So it should be a good time. Join us at the White House. And then we're also encouraging grass tops record videos with our climate striped lapel pins. So if folks are interested in doing that, let us know. It'd be great to have more videos collected on that. And again, we're also trying to get members of Congress to record videos with their lapel pins and then tag POTUS, put it out on social. So we're hearing about that as well. And then we're also working on some more kind of inside game tactics, trying to see if we're able to get some of the folks who sit at the State of the Union to be climate people from the climate community, advocates. So that's a long shot, but we're working on it. And then just trying to get more members of Congress to be wearing those climate stripe pins, and also working on some op-eds that will happen. We're also having our CAC state tables do a lot of outreach to reporters to lay the groundwork on why it's so important to make sure the climate work is continued, knowing that there'll be a lot that the president covers in the State of the Union, but it'd be great to make sure that climate is for sure a part of it. So wanted to make sure to mention that as well. Also wanted to let folks know, going back to the soot rule for just a second, once the soot comment period opens up, we will be putting together a community briefing that anyone will be invited to. We'll have an expert from the environmental justice community, an expert on the soot rule, and then we'll be talking about all the great actions people can plug into. So we'll make sure you all have that date. We'll set that up about a week after the comment period is filed. So I wanted to make sure to mention that as well. I will pause there. No, that's a lot of information, but I'll make sure Todd has all this for the notes too, and really appreciate the time, Todd.
You're very welcome, Courtney. And Courtney, because I told y'all last meeting, I've been half paying attention. So could you just say to folks what soot is and the kinds of health implications or damage that it causes just generally to give them an idea of how serious this is?
Absolutely. So as a lot of folks know, if you look at what the health impacts when you have higher levels of soot in a community, you not only have folks who have more chest pains, more asthma attacks, more premature deaths, and then more just like actual deaths with the older community. There's a lot of great work that we can do in making sure that both the annual standard and the daily standard are improved. And if you look at what the EPA put out, they did not go to the extent of which their own independent board recommended for the annual standard, and they didn't touch the daily standard. And so the way it kind of works, once you come up with that new standard, all of the different states have to put together state implementation plans where they have to, be in accordance with what the standard is. And if we do go to the better standard, this 8 micrograms, a lot of the states will have more action to do, more to do to make sure that there's less soot released into the impacted communities. So again, that's why it's really important. That's why we're disappointed and wanted to make sure that we're doing more on soot. So it's also referred to as particulate matter 2.5. So you might see it referenced in that way as well. But from our poll testing, we found that talking about it as soot, people can relate to it more easily as well. And we have some great one-pagers that I'll make sure to share with Todd too, that just kind of give a quick background on soot and have some easy pictures just to help share with whoever is looking at it across the community too.
And just to put a final point on it, soot comes from factories, from tailpipes. Can you just say where it comes from?
That's right. Yeah, it comes from emissions from different factories, different plants, tailpipes, exactly. Those kinds of places, exactly.
All right, wonderful. So we're connecting the dots. These all
Full forest fires. Yeah, you guys know. Thank you.
This all connects the dots. We're trying to tackle pollution and from every different angle possible, and this is the big front. Well, Courtney, thank you so much for this. That was excellent and just what we needed to keep everyone engaged and excited about EPA. And who knows, we have been talking about having actions at EPA regional headquarters on occasion. It might get to that. I hear growing frustration with the timelines and the standards coming out of EPA. So we'll keep you posted if that materializes. All right. Okay. Now we're going to switch back to the Earth Bill, and we're going to welcome Robert Hogan, who is now with Representative Espaillat's office. He's newly there, and I couldn't be more excited to be working with Robert. He's already proven himself to be extremely enthusiastic about it, and also capable and rewriting the section by section and going after co-sponsors. And we're just thrilled to have you with us, Robert. And thank you already for your great efforts. The floor is yours.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi. So as Todd mentioned, my name is Robert, and I'm the incoming policy counsel for Congressman Johnny Espaillat. I recently started my role in just this month, but I will be the point of contact with Congressman Espaillat's office on the Earth Bill going forward. And I guess I'll just start off by thanking Todd and everyone else on this call and all of the Earth Bill groups for all of the work that you've done so far to support this bill, and will hopefully continue to do. As I'm sure you're all well aware, I think climate action has got to be the single most important issue of all of our lifetimes. And so it means the world to me, and it means the world to the congressman that you've dedicated your time to this issue and to helping mobilize support for this bill. Real democracy starts in the trenches with organizers and activists like yourself doing the tough work of engaging the public, phone banking, calling and emailing your representatives, keeping the pressure up and building momentum in a way that eventually forces Congress's hand. So in that sense, all of you today are the lifeblood of democracy. I am extremely grateful for all the work you do. And on behalf of the congressman, I cannot thank you enough. And I'm moving on to the Earth Bill. I'm really excited to get the chance to introduce that this Friday for the congressman. Todd and I have formally titled it the Earth Act to Stop Climate Pollution by 2030. There's obviously still a lot of work to do going forward in terms of gathering both Democrat and hopefully Republican support, but we've already gotten the support of just 2 other Democrats this week, Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez of New York, as well as California Congresswoman Barbara Lee. And even more, as Todd mentioned, I think The group's name was XR Extinction Rebellion. Todd, forgive me if I'm messing that up, but I believe it was their phone banking efforts that were vital in helping us get Congresswoman Barbara Lee to be an original co-sponsor of this bill. And we think that we can still add a couple more before our deadline of 12 p.m. this Friday. So just as an update, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman Cori Bush, and Chairwoman of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, Pramila Jayapal, these are all offices that have expressed tentative interest in our bill. They remain non-committal though, so for any of you who are willing and able, we would absolutely love if you were able to reach out to their office this week on behalf of the bill, ask them to join our effort before this Friday, and feel free to contact either Todd or myself if you need any of the contact info for their offices. And I will also drop my email and phone number in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to me at anyone else in the congressman's office if there's ever anything that we can do to assist. And I've unfortunately got to hop off relatively shortly, but thank you all again for having me. And just to close, never forget that the work that you're all doing, if it's successful, has the chance to save future generations. And if we all do our part, drum up enough momentum, and if Democrats are hopefully able to win back the House, then the sky's the limit for the Earth Bill. So I'll close with that, and thank you all for having me.
Thank you, Robert. I am so excited about your excitement about it all. Your enthusiasm for it is palpable, and it means a great deal. And we know that we're in excellent hands, and it's a full court press in your office. And that's just wonderful. And it has been extremely supportive. And now I can tell we're in action mode, and I couldn't be more grateful. All right. Did anyone have any questions? So, any questions? Okay, good. Well, with that, we'll let you go, Robert. No worries. And we're going to dive in now to an overview of our organizing and all the tools we have and the focuses that we have going forward. So as we go into this mode, and after I go talk for a little bit, we're going to hopefully have time to go into breakout groups. We'll have 3 breakout groups, one on Congress, you'll go with Greg, another one on faith organizing, you'll go with Nancy, and then on outreach, which is going after groups and forming outreach teams, you'll stay with me. And but first, I'm going to run you through some of the broad organizing frameworks that we're working on, and share and just walk you through the website a little bit. Let's see, where can I share screen? Seems to not show me that option. Oh, there it is. Share screen. So here we have the main website of here we had the main website of, there it is, of the Earth Bill. Hopefully you're all familiar with it. If somebody could drop this link in the chat again, that would be great. You have to sort of do it. Let's see if I can do it at the same time. So go ahead and open that if you would. Click on that and take you into it, because our intention today is to draw you in to the resources, to help you get familiar with them, because you're going to be using them hopefully and navigating this quite a bit. So on the homepage of the website, you have general overview, brief description, a place for people to take the pledge, citizens, organizations, faith leaders, some of the materials, and then the list of all the groups. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you click a button here and it takes you to a full list of everybody who's supported it, organized alphabetically by groups. And let's make this a little bit bigger so people can actually really see it. And then all the individuals. And you can see how many people there are by district in this, in your own district, if you're curious. Back to the website, there's a page on Get Informed that has a lot of information, including the greenhouse gas analysis. It has the carbon clock scenario, which is always important and looming over our heads. 6 years, 5 months until we are locked into 1.5. Background information on the 3 categories: electricity, vehicles, and regenerative agriculture. If you click on one of these, you'll see all sorts of videos and expert analysis. So that's the Get Informed page. Join the Network has general information about our network and what we've been doing and who we are and meetings. there's a core team tab on here, and that takes you to a list of the point people on various fronts and their emails and contact information, including a bunch of spreadsheets that we're developing. There's the tasks and then spreadsheets on each section. I'll tell you more about in a minute. Then there's a resource page, which has a link to our toolkit, and then has all sorts of memes that are taking a minute to load, but various memes that you can just drag and post on social media. You get that idea. And then the most important page is the action page. And this gives you all the focus of our effort and all the ways to plug in and take action. So I'm going to recap these just briefly. There's 3 of them: Congress, I'm saying it, outreach and promotion, but I have them in reverse order. So Congress, promotion, and outreach. Congress is obviously our organizing by congressional district. And this is you individually can forge ahead, or you can work to form a team for the district and forge ahead. I can't overstate the significance of organizing by congressional district. This is really the core of the engine that's going to make this possible. Even if we get a yes from somebody early, which is going to be few of them, I expect, we're going to still need to organize to build it within the district teams to keep this to be a front burner issue and to ultimately push it over the finish line. And so those, so organized district is key. And it's not, we're going to start with these phone calls this week to get on their radar, and feel free to phone bank and get your groups to phone bank the next few days. I think it would help. But then we're going to dig deep down into the district, and we're going to focus on finding major donors for the Congress folks. We're going to look to the Republican club and the Democratic club, the local clubs, and meet with those leaders. And you will find, and then we're going to look in Republican districts to find organizations and individuals who care about the planet and work through them to get to Republican Congress folks. So it's going to be much deeper than the basics that we have on the screen today. And we'll be doing that together going forward over the next 2 years, really. So that's extremely important. So if you're interested in that, please let us know. And there's one sign up form I'm going to give you all for everything now. Let's see where that's at. Here it is. The 2023 Teams sign up form. So team sign up. And even if you've already signed up in the past, if you're willing to be, really active now, we're rebooting and redoing all of our lists. So we're almost cleaning the slate, and we're waiting for everyone to re-express their opinion. And you can do that via that form that I just signed up. That form is also on the website under outreach, which I'll talk about next. Outreach, if it says pitch in, you click there. We'll change that to sign up. But outreach is critical, and the environmental arena is one thing, and you're all familiar with that. We really have to go to society at large. So we're looking to get teams here that are focused on all sorts of communities. So community teams is what I'm calling them. That's business associations, Republicans, academics, youth, those kinds of things. And then there are solution teams we want focused on outreach to organizations that care about specific solutions covered by the bill, of which there are many. And we've listed them before, but animal welfare, water, asthma, drilling, pipelines, the whole bailiwick of things that are addressed and solved by the Earth Bill, and it's quite extensive. So if one of those things is your passion, we invite you to step up and say, I'll lead the team for that. We have one on agriculture already that is being led by Rebecca, who might be on the call with us, Rebecca Dengrove. We have, of course, our faith community outreach, which is run by Lavona, who's traveling today, and Nancy, who's with us, and we'll head up that team. And the faith team is going to organize by denomination. So we'll want leaders from every denomination. We're doing pretty well. We've got the UUs, we've got some progress already going. I won't try to list them off the top of my head, but we're looking for folks on every denomination. And you can organize with us, you can organize on your own. The idea is we really want to drill down with this to the congregation level, to the house of worship level. It'd be fabulous to have earth teams wherever you go to practice your spirituality. You can make announcements, get a couple people going, and start on this mission. This is extremely important. And then the last one is promotion. Now normally everyone has a pie in the sky dream that the public is going to all of a sudden wake up and embrace your cause and lead you to salvation. And sometimes those wishes are idealistic and not probable. I think here we have a remarkable opportunity because the crisis is so severe. People are terrified. The storms are already destroying things. So these unusual set of circumstances really make something like this plausible. And there's a lot of people concerned about it, but we've not really presented as a movement or a solution that they could understand and wrap their heads around and just say, oh, I support the Earth Bill. That's critical. So we're looking to really reach out to celebrities and influencers of all kinds. If you're watching a YouTube video on, on soil degradation and you notice who wrote that or who published it or what entity is putting that forward, contact them, that level. And the possibilities are endless, obviously, but you all have been in this movement, in this environment for so long, you must know what I'm talking about. So we need to go big with this. We need to go high and we need to go wide. So we want to go straight to high-level celebrities. You all know that we have Adam McKay from Don't Look Up ready to retweet when the bill is reintroduced. We've been saying that for a while, but this time is going to happen soon. We have Chad, who I think he had to leave, has a lot of contacts to high-level folks who have organized celebrity concerts in real life, etc. So, and then we have other entrees that we're piecing together. But we're really looking for expert marketing and promotion team to help get this going, because this is really obviously not our area of expertise. But already in Illinois, we had a great meeting with the Illinois Earth Bill team when Sierra Club staffer was there. It was a tour de force of folks, and they started talking about how they were going to reach out to Jane Goodall. And this person knew that person and da-da-da-da. You know how it goes. So when you start having these conversations, and we will be having them as a group here, when in time we'll take time on this, there's you can click on the form here and suggest celebrities and groups to reach out to. And if you want to reach out to them, you can. If not, we will. But this is critical. We're going to aim high. We're going to see what we can pull together. As I mentioned, I had this idea for a diva concert online. It's really about promotion. So we don't need to have production values. We need to have their names, their willingness to support the Earth Bill, and then to have them come together and have a big event where we have a fabulous lineup that gets press and we really break through the noise. This is dreaming big, but we have to dream big because we don't have enough time to go about this incrementally. That said, we're going big and we're also going wide, as I said. So there's no influencer that's not important enough. There's no one. All of you are influencers really in your realms. And so it's important that you step up and start, trying to promote through your networks. And I know you're all doing it, but on your social media, et cetera. And then finding young people and other people to help with that is critical. With that general introduction, let's see here. I had some other links I want to give you. I think I'll stop for a second, take some quick questions, and then we'll break into those teams I mentioned: Congress, Outreach, and Faith, which is really an outreach team for now. So I'll stop the share and see if you have any questions. Quick ones, and know that we're going to stay on the line after 1 o'clock. We're going to stay on the line at 1 o'clock like we always do for general questions and for anyone who wants just to hang out and talk about what they're doing and get any input and help. So not seeing anyone raising their hand or on stack, I think we're going to try to do this breakout session. So again, welcome back everyone from the breakout groups. We just had reports from the Faith team and Congress and Outreach. All went well. We're very excited. We're encouraging everyone to go to the website and sign up. Under the Outreach button on the action page, it says pitch in, and that's a form for all of your interests. So please do that. And I think with that, we're going to conclude really the formal presentation today. And thank you all for coming. And then I'm going to stay on, of course, and we'll just continue an informal conversation for anyone who hasn't gotten to say what they want to say, and just to answer questions of any kind. Thank you all so much for coming today. It's a very exciting time. We meet the fourth Wednesday of every month in this plenary session. And we'll have, each team will be setting up its own meetings. And we might have an evening Monday night meeting once a month for new folks and for everyone who's doing the grunt work. But we know this is not about meetings, it's about action. We just want the meetings to keep you inspired, informed, moving forward, making sure you have everything you need and that you have access to everyone to help you. So again, with that, it's a great honor that you're all here giving of your time to this important cause. We know we're in a Herculean effort and it's going to take all of us. And I'm feeling confident with the team we already have and the momentum that we have, that we're in great shape and we're moving forward with gusto. So thank you all again.